Every E3, there is one game that I'm always elated to cover, and I will fight any other host to the death who tries to take it from me. Of course, I'm talking about Forza Motorsport 7. I just got myself a Forza pin badge as well there, so I'm looking very smart now. So joining me now to talk about the game that makes my heart beat a whole lot faster is Bill Giese, Creative Director from Turn 10 Studios. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you.
Tell us about the scope of the new Forza game.
This is the most technically advanced, most beautiful, and most comprehensive game we've ever made. We have over 700 cars, the largest collection of Ferraris, Porsches, and Lamborghinis of any racing game. We've got over 30 environments. We've got a brand new campaign mode, which I'm really excited about, called the Forza Drivers Cup. And this campaign mode is geared towards an authentic motorsport, series point scoring. Players will have race link tools, and they can take, the cars through these, the 700 cars. We have these amazing car divisions that they can build and tailor their campaign however they see fit.
You're really writing your own motorsport story here.
It's absolutely incredible. And then again, not only with the authenticity of the scoring, they're going to get trophies and some really incredible rewards.
Excellent, love that. Now we saw a phenomenal Porsche on stage yesterday.
Right?
That was an incredible moment. But we know that Porsche's bringing some incredible vehicles as well as the 911 GT2 RS.
Yes.
Tell us about the relationship we have with Porsche and the vehicles they're bringing.
Well, it's great to finally be able to announce Porsche. We've kind of kept it under our hats for a while now, but being able to announce the car was huge. And Porsche, they've got the winningest driving team. They've won so much, and their community, the way they interact with the community is. It's unprecedented, and so it was a natural marriage between the two. And to be able to bring the GT2 RS to the world was great. Well, I can't talk about all the cars just yet. I can obviously say you saw in the trailer the 919, which is an incredible car. We were lucky enough to go out to Weissach and actually go to the racing division and actually see them put it together. It's an incredible piece of machinery.
All right, fantastic. Now let's talk about some of the other things we saw in the trailer yesterday. So let's start with weather.
Yes.
We saw changing weather conditions in there. How's that going to affect the racing?
So we had a lot of success in Forza Motorsport 6 with our 3D puddles. And what we really wanted to do was recreate what happens to a racer in a stint. So it's, it's lap to lap, moment to moment. And so, with you guys saw yesterday, being able to be on a dry track, see the clouds forming off in the distance, Virga's where the rain breaks, watch that as it rolls through, and then you just get pounded. And when we talk to a lot of race car drivers, they say there's that moment when they're in the middle of a storm that happens to roll through, they stop racing against each other, and they're just trying to outlast the storm. Right? And so we really wanted to recreate that moment, what that feels like, so that when it does pass, they then can continue to compete. But it's not just weather, it's dynamic skies, and the way cloud shadows really change the dynamic of a turn. When you go, you start to learn, motorsport's all about precision, being consistent, and lap to lap, you want to make sure you're doing the same thing. And when you see a cloud cover come through, you kind of lose your bearings a little bit. So it's a great way to make no two races are going to be the same. All
right, we saw some incredible locations yesterday as well. I mean, the trailer opened with this incredible vista of Dubai. Tell us about that location in particular.
Dubai was great for, not only building for Xbox One and reimagining what our game is like, the intense heat, what does that do with sand goes across the tracks.
And this road as well. Tell us about this road. It's a very famous driving road,
This is one of the most famous racing roads in the world. People go there, it's gorgeous. And you're showing off a new technique there with photogrammetry, being able to really capture that. Not only for Xbox One X, but Xbox One and PC as well. But outside of Dubai, we're bringing back a fan favorite, Maple Valley Raceway. Fans have been asking it for forever. Magello's being shown on the show floor today. And then I'm also proud to announce that Suzuka is back. And so being able to go to Japan and race there, it's really awesome.
Oh, fantastic. Now, for the more competitive racing community around Forza Motorsport, tell us about the Forza Racing Championship.
Well, another piece of history is going to happen next week at the 85th anniversary of Le Mans. The real world and the digital world are going to meet when the winners of the Season 3 Forza Racing Championship are going to be crowned at the podium at Le Mans.
At the podium?
At the actual podium, the same time the winners of the 24-hour Le Mans.
Whoa, that's incredible.
It's great, again, partnering with Porsche and being able to make an event for our fans. It's all because our fans, this is what they want. They want us to be able to do things like announce a car and show up at Le Mans in such a big way. But for Forza Motorsport 7, it's not just that. We're going to have brand new leagues. We've got a whole new flow in the game where we're keeping players on track for lobbies. And so they can do things like tune, change their car, hang out, driver gear, which you guys are going to hear more about tomorrow. It's a great way. And then integrating with Mixer. Mixer is awesome because being able to broadcast in 4K, it turns the whole thing into a spectator sport.
All right, fantastic. We've also saw yesterday the reveal of Xbox One X, finally.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
That has given you so much more horsepower to play with on Forza Motorsport, right?
It's incredible.
Tell us how that's upping the ante for motorsport.
Well, again, we know that going to a bigger box, like the Xbox One X and developing for that, you're going to get the 4K textures, you're going to get the better lighting, it's just going to look better. But on top of that, it made us rethink everything. The driving experience, what does it mean? We went through all 700 cars. All the instrumentation clusters are going to rattle, netting, everything just feels alive when you're racing. And so it was important for us to make sure that we make the Xbox One X look awesome and all the other ones. And then, with the Xbox One X, we were able to turn some stuff up. Grass density, particles, it just, and more than anything, HDR. I'm going to just sing the praises of HDR. If anyone has not seen HDR, go to a TV store right now and it changes everything.
It does,
right?
It's a game changer.
And so with us, with Forza Motorsport 7, it looks great on the Xbox One X on standard 1080p TVs today. But in the next 2 years, as HDR kind of moves its way into circulation, the game's ready. It looks incredible. Yeah,
especially for locations like Dubai. That HDR and the 4K is going to be unbelievable.
Yes,
that's fantastic. Amazing. Right, we have a community question for you, Bill.
Yes, all right.
Brace yourself.
All
so
right.
Lil Lulu 125 asks, how many new cars are being introduced? All about the car numbers.
Always about the car numbers. Again, I'm excited about the 700 numbers and Porsches, Ferraris, Lambos, largest of any racing game. We tend to, throughout the summer, announce cars as we go. So unfortunately, I have to say stay tuned. We talk about our car list later on in the summer.
Is there a particular car in there that you know about and you can't talk about that you particularly love?
There's like 10 of cars that we love.
All right.
I mean, honestly, being able to see the GT2 RS, holding that under our hats for so long.
Yeah.
The car is incredible. It is just a machine. It's a beast.
Fantastic. Bill, I could talk to you about this all day.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. We'll do it afterwards.
All
Thank
right.
you very much, Bill. Forza Motorsport 7 comes out October the 3rd.